do?
Yeah.
You're going to have dishonor, amen? I'm going to say right now, you got no business. You got no business touching another man's wife.
Wow.
You got no business hugging on another man's wife. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 1 says it is good for a man not to touch. Thank you. It's good for a man not to touch a woman. You need to keep your hands off of other people's wives. You need to keep your hands off of other young girls. Because you wouldn't want anybody touching your daughter or your wife. Amen? Amen? You've got to be very careful. What you may mean innocently may turn into a fiasco. A free-for-all. Before you know, you're in bed with someone else's spouse. Y'all quiet here this morning. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to warn you.
Right.
What he did was he coveted after her. Listen, as soon as he heard that was another man's wife, you know what he should have did? Hands off.
Right.
As soon as you know, let me tell you something. If you know a young lady is engaged to some man, leave her alone.
Right.
Don't try to steal her from somebody else. I know a guy I remember going to Bible school with, and this guy smooth talked this young Christian girl. I'm not going to name his name, but he smooth talked this young Christian girl and took her away from a really good man. And then you know what? She got him. He got her, but he committed adultery. You young ladies, you pure? You pure? You pure? You better watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when that guy gets you, and he finally gets what he was after, he's going to dump you. Amen. So we're always going to talk like that. Well, maybe your dad's not going to, but I'm going to talk to you like that. Amen. Because I care for you, youth.
Right.
Amen.
And I'm going to say right now, there's not a person here right now that ever had sex before marriage that was actually happy about it. Today.
Right. Come on.
Amen. Like the one brother was preaching, there is pleasure in sin. I think it was Enoch for a season. I'm going to get it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do what I want. We're going to have safe sex. There's no safe sex outside of the marriage, baby.
Right.
And sex is not a sin to say, amen. It's not wrong for a husband and wife to be together. It's honorable.
Yeah.
And it's undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
Right.
And you need to be very, very, very careful. You don't have to touch anybody else's spouse. I can tell you story after story. I remember preaching for a guy, and I'm not going to name his name. He was a good preacher, very good preacher, a dynamic preacher. Had a big church, and I went to preach in his church. And because of this man, he got me in, and I had an open door there, and they took care of us, and they treated us right. And I went back, and guy was be sure your sin will find you out. Finally caught having a 7 to 8 year old adulterous affair. Now his church is still trying to get over it. I'm going to tell you right now, that stuff does not wipe away easily.
Right.
Once a preacher falls into sin, or even just a deacon, or a song leader, or a youth pastor, or one of you youth fall, you know what? They'll always associate your church as a church of immorality.
Yeah, that's right.
And he got her, and he coveted her, and he got what he wanted. You know, sometimes getting what you want is not always good. Because there's a cost to it.
Yes, sir.
Right.
There's a cost. You know, I think about Adam and how he had a friend. He got his sister, didn't he? There was a cost to it.
Right.
You can get what you want, and the devil will give you what you want.
Yeah.
And God will let you have what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, that's not fun. That's not fun. When God lets you have what you want sometimes. I'll tell you right now, there's been times in my Christian life where I could have messed up or could have did some things, and the Lord just shut the door.
Right.
And I said, God, and the Lord said, I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect you.
Right.
I remember one time my wife would tell you, this is a true story, I was at a church. Now, I'm not saying I'm Don Juan, amen, or Romeo, and catch me out. I'm fully aware of that, but to somebody I'm beautiful or handsome or good looking, my wife at least, amen, I hope I am. I remember being at church one day, this happened this year. Oh, my wife was ready to... the claws hanging like Wolverine. And anyway, I was at a church. I'll never forget this woman. She's attractive. My wife said, she is. And I'm in the pew, and I'm standing and singing, and my wife's singing next to me, and I'm just looking at the songbook. Now, you know, guys, ladies, let me tell you something. Men, you know, when you ask your husband, did you notice that sister's shoes? Guy ain't looking at those shoes, amen. Did you notice her hair? You know, the guy doesn't even notice that. Look, we could all wear the same clothes and not even pay attention to it, but it bothers a woman, amen?
Yeah.
She looks better dressed than I do. And I have to say, whatever, we don't pay attention to it. Amen?
Right.
Okay, so we're oblivious.
Right.
Did you know? I didn't even notice they were there. I didn't know. But here I was singing, right? And I'm singing this song. And did you ever get that feeling you get when someone's staring at you?
Nah.
I felt someone staring. And I look up and I'm going, and she's staring at me. And I'm like, and she's in the choir singing, and her husband's like on the other side of the aisle in the pew, and she's staring at me. I'm thinking maybe she needs glasses, maybe she thinks I look like her husband, I don't know what the kids would be. So I look down again, I'm singing, right? And I look up again. I mean, she's still looking. And I think I maybe have a booger or something. I don't know, you know? So I'm still singing, right? And I look up again. Man, it wasn't this like this, you know.
Uh-huh.
It was. And all of a sudden, I feel this on the right of me going. And I look at my wife, that woman gives that look. That's all she gotta say, you know. I'm gonna kill you, you know. I looked at her and said, I started laughing. I shouldn't have laughed. I said, why? I said, I ain't doing nothing. She's the one looking at it. I can't stop her. And I told her, I said, look, don't worry, I'm going home with you. I ain't going home with her. And I'm telling you, and then it's all done. I'm like in the corner of the room, like far away. She's on the way opposite end. And I feel that staring again. She's way over there. So then I'll tell you, I remember I was standing there with my wife, and right in front of my wife, she walked. I mean, I can't. I can't even do that. It hurts my lower back. But the way that woman got that hips, you know what I mean? And she comes down, I mean, and she was trying to act like a teenage girl, you know? And she walked right to me and goes, hello, Brother Nogara. So what? Man, right? Say amen. Amen. And she says, it's so good to see you again. Now, my wife is standing right next to me. And my wife goes, hi, sister. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, calm down. You see, what are you getting at? It'll be there.
Right.
It'll be there. I was shocked. I was like, maybe it's my new cologne or something. Driving the girls crazy. Amen. I don't know. But you better watch. Because, yeah, I could take her.
Yeah.
But it ain't worth it.
Right.
It ain't worth it. Because I lose a good wife.
Right.
I lose my kids. And I lose my testimony to you youth. Amen.
Right.
And then I lose testimony to the churches. Then I give the enemies of the Lord a chance to blaspheme the name of the Lord.
Right.
Then I lose standing with my mom and standing with my church and standing with those who are lost that I've been witnessing to for years.
Yeah.
1 hour of pleasure will ruin your life.
Right.
Amen.
So it ain't worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. And then look at verse 14. There's David. He's trying to get Uriah drunk. And he can't get him drunk. And in verse 14, it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him that he may be smitten and die. The next thing I want to say is he thought of a plan. He thought of a plan. He thought of a plan. Brethren, I'm going to tell you right now, when you sin against God, you don't need to think of any plans.
Yeah.
The Bible says, whoso confesseth and forsaketh this sin shall have mercy. In Proverbs 28, I think it's verse 13. He should have been praying. He should have been pleading the blood. He should have been saying, God, forgive me for what I've done.
Yeah.
But he doesn't stop there. Not only does he break the one commandment, thou shalt not steal. Not only does he break the other commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. Not only does he break the other commandment, thou shalt not covet. Now he's going to kill somebody.
Right.
Man, all those things right there
Right.
were worthy of capital punishment. And he thought of a plan. You know why? You know what's the easiest thing to do in the world when you sin? I'm going to tell you what it is right now. You ready? It's to make excuses for it.
Right.
It's to say, well, I messed up, but that's it. The consequences are what they are. I don't want my mother to find out. I don't want my dad to find out. I hope the preacher doesn't find out. So we're always so quick to cover our sin.
Right.
We're always so quick to look for justification for our sin. Well, I know somebody that did that sin and they got away with it. Well, that's up to the next point. You think he got away with it? Look at verse 27. Look at verse 27. And when the morning was past,